Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do the formulas in Excel to complete your calculations for overtime and regular earnings and gross pay. And I noticed here, oh, I've got a little spelling mistake here. Okay. By all means, if you want to do them by hand, you can. If you like the Excel formulas and they make sense to you, you can do that as well. Okay? So the way that you would do regular earnings, okay, is you would simply go to the formula bar, which is this FX right here, and I click on it, and then we're looking for what's called an if, okay? So an if is to determine, we need to determine basically, do they have over 40 hours? Meaning, did they work overtime? Okay, so the cell we're looking at is we're looking at the hours, and we want to know, is it greater than 40? Okay, so over here, our logical test that we're saying is, did they work over 40 hours? Okay, if they did work over 40 hours, okay, we need to find the regular earnings, which would be the 40 hours times the regular wages. So we click on 40 times C2 that you can see right here. Okay, so if they didn't work overtime, meaning they worked undertime, like under 40 hours, so they have no overtime, we simply want to take their total hours times their wages. Okay, and then you hit enter. Okay. There we go. Okay, so once you hit enter, if you go in the corner right here, I'm only going to show you on this one, so you won't be able to see for all the others, okay? But if you go in the corner right here, you can either double click and hold and drag down, and it'll copy the formula down, okay? Or you can go here in the corner, make sure this cell is selected. You've got that bottom, see that thin black plus symbol? You're going to double click and it'll fill in the formulas for you, okay? So that's how you do the formula for the regular earnings. For the overtime wages, okay, so this is where for every hour over 40, again, we have to do the if, and we have to say, is their hours over 40? Okay, if their hours are over 40, okay, we need to take their hours, whoops, we're going to start with parentheses here, and I'll explain why in a second. We're going to take their hours minus 40. You're going to end your parenthesis times their pay rate times 1.5. Now, the reason I did the parentheses around that is Excel works with what's order of operations. PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So it means it's going to do the parentheses first. If we didn't have that around there, it would do the multiplication first. So you would end up with some funky negative numbers. Okay, so what this is saying is if it's over 40 hours, you're going to take the hours minus 40. So you're finding those hours you worked over. So for example, on Quinn or Betty Quinn, it's looking for the 4.25 hours. Okay, and then it's going to take those 4.25 hours, and it's going to take the hourly wage and multiply it times the 1.5, giving us our overtime pay. So you hit it. Whoa, I forgot to do the false. My bad. So in the false, if it's not over 40, we just want to put 0. Okay? And then I'm going to hit enter. Okay? So now here I've got my formula. Obviously this one, there's no overtime hours, so it's 0. But again, if you copy the formula down, on all these ones that you see that are over 40 hours, you're going to have an overtime pay. Then, to simply find our gross earnings, you're going to take equals, and you're going to take your regular wages times your overtime wages. Okay? Equals, sorry, my bad. Regular wages plus your overtime wages. Hit the wrong button, and then you're going to simply make sure that you copy these formulas down on all of them so that it fills in all the others. And that, my friend, is how you use Excel to complete the math for you.